in the country's history. We have to have deals that are fair, and we have to have deals that are economic. Otherwise, that does in fact affect our military. Okay.
How do you make that case for autos specifically?
Oh, it's very easy. It's economic. It's the balance sheet. To have a great military, you need a great balance sheet. Okay? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
As you were heading into these G7 talks, there was a sense that the America's closest allies were frustrated with you and angry with you, and that you were angry with them, and that you were leaving here early to go meet for more friendlier talks with Kim Jong-un in Singapore. And I'm wondering if you view it the same way, and do you view the U.S. alliance system shifting under your presidency away
Who
from...
are you with, out of curiosity?
CNN.
I figured. Fake news, CNN. The worst. But, I could tell by the question. I have no idea you were CNN after the question. I was just curious as to who you're with. You were CNN. I would say that the level of relationship is a 10. We have a great relationship. Angela and Emmanuel and Justin, I would say the relationship is a 10. And I don't blame them. I blame, as I said, I blame our past leaders for allowing this to happen. There was no reason this should happen. There's no reason that we should have big trade deficits with virtually every country in the world. I'm going long beyond the G7. There's no reason for this. It's the fault of the people that preceded me. And I'm not just saying President Obama. I'm going back a long way. You can go back 50 years, frankly. It just got worse and worse and worse. We used to be a nation that was unbelievably cash flow oriented, had no debt of any consequence, and they'd build the highway system. We built the interstate system virtually out of cash flow. And it was a lot different. No, we have a very good relationship, and I don't blame these people, but I will blame them if they don't act smart and do what they have to do, because they have no choice. I'll be honest with you, they have no choice. They're either going to make the trades fair, because our farmers have been hurt. You look at our farmers, for 15 years, the graph is going just like this, down. Our farmers have been hurt, our workers have been hurt, our companies have moved out and moved to Mexico and other countries, including Canada. Now, we are going to fix that situation. And if it's not fixed, we're not going to deal with these countries. But the relationship that I've had is great. So you can tell that to your fake friends at CNN. The relationship that I've had with the people, the leaders of these countries has been, I would really rate it on a scale of 0 to 10, I would rate it a 10. That doesn't mean I agree with what they're doing, and they know very well that I don't. So we're negotiating very hard tariffs and barriers. As an example, the European Union is brutal to the United States. They don't take, and they understand that, they know it. When I'm telling them, they're smiling at me. It's like the gig is up. It's like the gig is up. They're not trying to, there's nothing they can say. They can't believe they got away with it. Canada can't believe it got away with it. Mexico. We have a $100 billion trade deficit with Mexico, and that doesn't include all the drugs that are pouring in because we have no wall. But we are. We started building the wall, as you know, $1.6 billion, and we're going to keep that going. But a lot of these countries actually smile at me when I'm talking, and the smile is, we couldn't believe we got away with it. That's the smile. So it's going to change. It's going to change. They have no choice. If it's not going to change, we're not going to trade with them. Okay, how about it?
All right, welcome to the Patriot Hour. This is Michael, your host for 6/9/2018. I just saw Trump there talking at the G7 summit, being pretty direct, called out CNN for what they are. Pretty funny, honestly, it really is. But there you go, the bad deals that have been laid out by many, not just the president or the administration before me, but go back 50, 60 years, folks, all right? And these people just smiling like, yeah, well, you know, no idiot would decline the offer they got. We couldn't believe we got it, is the common thread. And as for business dealings, it's not good. We can't let it go on any longer. These people have had it very good and good deals to profit for them. They should have took advantage of that for all these years, and they did. Did it really help their people of these other countries? Probably not. That's why I still am baffled to, you go to some of these tourist places I've been to in the service or just on vacation spots, and a lot of times it doesn't seem like the money, these places are non-stop busy, but the money doesn't trickle into the communities that people aren't getting it. Very few are, and they don't spread the wealth. Not always. So, all right, well, let's look here. All right, give me 1 second, folks. All right. Let me see here. We got Trump calls CNN fake news. After reporter asked him a question at the G7. So it was like an hour ago. Trump calls CNN fake news after reporter asked him questions at the G7. President Trump slammed CNN as fake news after a reporter with the news organization asked him a question during a press briefing at the Group of Seven summit. After the reporter asked Trump a question about tensions between him and other leaders at the G7 summit, the president asked what network he was from. Who are you with, out of curiosity? Trump asked the reporter, who replied that he was from CNN. I figured, Trump said. Fake news, CNN, the worst. Trump then began to say that he could tell by the question before clarifying that he did not previously know the reporter's affiliation. I have no idea you're with CNN, he said. After the question, I was just curious as to who you were with. You're with CNN. And we played that clip for you. President at Real Trump. Who are you with? Out of curiosity. Reporter at CNN. At POTUS. I figured. Fake. CNN News. The worst. He then answered the reporter's question, defending his relationship with other leaders of top industrialized nations present at the summit in Canada. I would say that the level of a relationship is a 10. We have a great relationship. Angela Merkel and Emmanuel Macron and Justin Trudeau. I would say the relationship is a 10, he said, referring to the leaders from Germany, France, and Canada, respectively. Trump blasted leaders ahead of the summit over the intensifying trade battles after he imposed steep tariffs on steel and aluminum, affecting allies Canada, Mexico, and European Union. He has also faced criticism over his calls to reinstate Russia into the group. Russia was suspended from the then G8 back in 2014. So the president it was all due to the Crimea. All right, if everyone doesn't know about that, you need to. The president left the G7 summit earlier to depart for Singapore, where he met with the North Korean leader. So we know he went and met with Kim, right? That was on Tuesday. The president has been, or this Tuesday. So the president has been highly critical of CNN throughout his presidency, pushing back on negative coverage and referring to the network as fake news. Well, of course, We know that he's been doing that. He tweets, it pisses him off. I mean, it reminds every left liberal that hates Trump. Every morning they wake up and they have to hear, there's a new tweet. Oh, he's still president. He's still here. He's still tweeting. So, very interesting. I take a minute to tell everyone, thanks for stopping by the channel. If you're new here, just tuning in today, please subscribe. Maybe ring the bell. Give us a thumbs up and share the video. Check the description box for any of the links that we'll typically go over. All right. Looking at some stories here, see if there's anything kind of breaking. We do have this one here. State level Dems funneled $84 million to Clinton's campaign, lawsuit alleges. So as many as 40 state level Democratic parties may have been involved in a scheme to funnel as much as $84 million to the Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign. A campaign finance lawyer contends. Don Backer, an attorney based in Virginia, has filed a lawsuit alleging that a plan was in place to circumvent campaign contribution limit set by the federal government. The Las Vegas Review Journal reported you had individuals giving about $300,000. Backer told the newspaper Friday they're not doing it because they care about Nevada or Arkansas state party. They're doing it to curry favor with and buy influence in the Hillary Clinton campaign, basically. So we know how this works. People will give, and that's hoped that, that is hoped to be remembered by this incoming president, soon to be elect, whatever, right? They hoped. And the way it worked with the Clintons supposedly is you had to pay to play. You had to give money. You had to give something to even be considered. So, all right. What else? Ugh, man. So day one of the G7 in 60 seconds. Desktop. All right, well, maybe we'll close the video out with that 60-second video. 13-minute mark. I want to take a minute just to say there's been big things happening. I've done some videos the last few days over it all. We're going to continue to see this week things unfold as everything is nearing and daring. So a lot of things aren't making sense to people. I believe this whole spy, FBI into the Trump campaign, the way he's acting about it, I think that we're going to get to the bottom of all this. And it's just not being reported on. People are missing some key little things here. And the big thing is of course they've been looking. Has nothing to do with Trump. He wouldn't have opened an investigation into himself if you were guilty. Typically, I'm going to open up a murder investigation into myself. I might have killed this person. You wouldn't do it if you know you did it. It would lead back to you unless you did it really well. And, we're not saying that can't be done, but basically in this, it's like, I'll open up an investigation into the meddling in, the 2016 election. I know I didn't do anything. And if there were people close to me doing it, or in my campaign doing, I want to know about it. So some of these people that got into his campaign, we know were just volunteers. They kind of made themselves available and weaseled in. Why were they there? And why were they doing bad things? Kind of sounds like they were placed there, pushed in there, right? That's what we were been told. That's what we're waiting to unfold. It's clear, folks. It's real clear. So we're going to stick by keeping an eye out for that. And it is unfolding. It's going to unfold in a natural, organic way. Trump doesn't want to just go right to the meat of it and just say things that he already knows. We want to find out about it naturally, organically. That's how people like their news. And this big buildup. And it's all going to break. It's all going to come out. All right, let me get this web browser here. All right, again, we're at the 15-minute mark. I'm going to shut her down, keep the studio open for the day. So I will come back and do another video later this afternoon. Anything breaking news, Q post, Q clearance, breadcrumbs drops. We'll read them. There is nothing currently that So we're still sitting, and I don't expect. All right, there's nothing right now that needs to be talked about. We got everything. We're just watching it unfold. It's much more interesting than just the Q posts themselves, and then having to wait. We are now where things are happening, so that's much more important to the mission than getting Q drops. I mean, some of you probably would like them to check in just to say hi and hey, we're making progress, but we don't need it. And military operations don't run off emotions. Okay.
Productive discussions on the need.
I'll get this queued up here. And I got the wrong one anyway. Man. Hell of a time on that. Hold on here. All right, folks, I am getting this here. All right, I got it paused. All right, we're all queued up. So we're going to play this video, be the thing to close out. We're at 18 minutes. Again, I'm Michael. This is a Patriot Hour update video. We got plans to do a hour-long Patriot Hour episode on Monday. So be sure to subscribe, like, share, ring the bell, get all your updates, alerts. So when we put out a video, you get alerted if you have rang the bell. So again, thanks for stopping by. God bless, Godspeed, and have a great afternoon. We'll see you back here on the next update here sometime later today. See you soon.